Come on, line up, baby, line up. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Oh my god.
Username 0 to 400 feet said, you know what I would have done differently? I would have had 2 cars stop traffic on each end first. The fines for that in popo/haters would have been a lot less, guys. Consider blocking traffic next time and dive. Username Sepilin said, unsafe, bad role modeling and ambassadorship, bad for the hobby, and subscribed. Username Listen Settle Drive said, with great power comes great responsibility, also known as don't be dicks with your impressive flying capabilities. Username Cody Shexneater said, Uggo. Link posted. Username Dan Eric Westerholm said, like your vids but this is just stupid and 1T support you guys anymore this reckless flying in public. Username Tanu Standard said, if you actually feel strongly about this, unsub and move on. Username William Decker said, you need to read your own introduction. You're telling us to always fly safe when you're not following your own advice. Hypocrites. Ruining this hobby. Username Serpimp said, and subscribed. Username Casey Andrew said, latest trend this is called nerking. Awesome. Username AcidAveFPV said, I trust your skills for the most part so that's not my main beef. I think the dumb decision made here was the fact that you are trusting your build so much that you're putting other people's lives in the hands of them. You could have everything under control and have a perfect tune, but what if your S-bus wire comes off? What if one of your 30+ soldered joints were cold? What if the FC bugs out? What if your VTX blacks out? The chances are slim, but those chances are deadly. These quads don't have parachutes. Don't ruin the hobby for the community. Username Adrian Araba said, at least Matty said it's sub 250 grams, like he thinks we're born yesterday. Face with tears of joy. Face with tears of joy. Username Johnny Rocket said, the risk to reward wasn't there on this. It's not super exciting except because it's dangerous to other people. There didn't seem like any interesting drone maneuvers in this video at all. Someone this talented shouldn't give in to stupid publicity. Stunts like this. Username IflyRobot said, I love Rotor Riot but videos like these are why the general public thinks drones are bad. All it takes is someone to bring up what could have gone wrong. Injuries, damage and dollar bills. The FAA is going to keep upping the regs on all of us who fly to try and discourage people from this kind of flying. Flying spots are hard to come by as it is. More and more places are banning quads. This is just another black mark on the hobby. Bummer, you guys know better. It's not worth the likes. Username Bryce Dudley said, wow, please don't ever come back to Canada. Transport Canada is already cracking down extremely hard on the hobby, and this kind of shit just makes it look like they're right too. And for what it's worth, read the disclaimer at the start of your own videos. Username RuzinFPV said, awesome vibratoriate, and awesome diving skills from Tommy like usual, and to everyone else who's giving them a hard time, he never once flew over the traffic lol. Username Diego Barbosoto said, people are so sensitive these days, what do you think can happen? Yeah, they might hit a car, and have to pay for the damage, but they are not gonna kill the people inside, come on. Username Grayson Hobby said, relax, it was just CGI. Username Guillaume Couture said, 844 person are but third, keep doing some impressive stunt, like. Username Kevin TDRN Drone Racing Noob said, I love this video, but you should really take it down, it isn't good for RR's repute. Username Dwayner666 said, apparently the Delta Fuzz need to probe you, lol link posted. Username Kobe Wild said, that rocks. Username Fun Drone Shots said, link posted. Username StyleSLP said, link posted. Username Ice-T said, selfish bastards. Username Ladim Emert said, ruining the hobby, one asshat at a time, link posted. Username Mr. Robertuck said, you guys are a bunch of meatheads, get a life. You could have caused a lot of problems doing this. Username Carlilia said, under 250 grams, yay, okay. Username Max Hunter said, what's Tommy doing? Filing down his quad to 249.99 grams. Username Nicola Barget said, morons. Username Sean Wright said, local news station report, link posted. Username Alexandra Roloff said, that's what Rotor Riot is making art? Nah guys, you're being complete stubborn idiots here and ruining the hobby for the whole community. Username Dwayne Williams said, dumbasses. Username FPV Workshop said, So dumb and so damaging to the hobby. It's stuff like this that will get very harsh restrictions put on flying. Eventually flying like this will cause an accident, and then I think the pilot will face some pretty severe consequences. You guys will pretty much do anything now to get views. Username Nicholas Davis said, epic flight and location, but I'm probably not rush hour lol. Username ZoneRC said, not good. I love drive drone FPV, please do that where no people. Username Magic Smoke FPV said, I see you made the news lol. Username Lisa M said, excellent flying. Terrible judgment in both the act of flying there and posting a video of it. Transport Canada now has more fuel for their fire. Username Wilfred36 said, wow guys, great job of being disrespectful of local laws. I will not buy or recommend your store anymore after watching this. Username Muasasting said, I'd rather see some sick fast proximity. This was boring. Wild Willie's worst video is better than this. Got here from. Username Bruce's channel said, I don't follow Rotor Riot. Username El Pablo Mendez said, fuck yeah. Username Lever the Leverist said, at no point he was flying over the traffic. Username Fly With Me FPV said, link posted. Username Tiffany Crawford said, hi, I'm trying to contact someone at Rotor Riot but there is no contact info on the website. I'm with the Vancouver Sun and Province. Can you please contact me at tickcrawford@postmedia.com with a phone number? Thanks. Username Maringway said, this has nothing to do with cars or airliners or anything else but flying quads safely. This is the problem with this hobby. Everyone wants to make excuses instead of using their heads and doing it safely. Every quad pilot should have to be hit in the head by a high-speed quad, then maybe they will wake up and think. You don't see airline pilots purposely aiming at crowds of people or cars, do you? I propose that all quad owners should have to take a 50-question safety test then be issued a license, kind of like with ham radio. Anyone know what ham radio is? Username Martin Henderson said, really irresponsible flying, over traffic and a busy road, you should be ashamed our people will copy you. Is that what you want for our hobby? Username 20 Rob said, I always thought building diving looked cool, but at the same time I feel it can damage the building and overall it is a selfish risk to private property. Diving trees or cliffs with no people around can look cool also. Bridges with heavy traffic like the Rotor Riot Bridge dive is straight up stupid. I say that because this is very unsafe and more so it leads to imitation and future one-upping with equal or increased risk to people. Things can be fixed or replaced, but human lives are priceless unless you are a terrorist or psychopath who has no value for others. Bottom line, boys and girls, the right time and place. If the bridge was closed and no people on it, then cool, otherwise not cool. I love Rotor Riot and all fellow FPV pilots, but we all need to avoid risking others' safety for our own fun. Username Midora's Cloud Song said, happy that this is forbidden where I live and hope it gets forbidden there, too. This is just mindless acting of people which don't care about the safety of others. Username Graslim said, never been subbed but these videos used to come up as recommended for you. Downvoting them every time they pop up seems to have fixed that. Username DonTrader UK said, link posted. Username Holly Heathen said, if they did a video in any other place without traffic it would be cool, but at this point I only see guys taking a risk and not benefiting the hobby. In bird culture this is considered a dick move. Username Drone Heroes said, okay everyone bashing this video, have you never texted or used the phone while driving? Here is a quick statistic: 660k currently texting, 424,000 injured, 3,154 killed. Yes, it's different, it's substantially worse in regards to the morals of public safety. Will you make excuses? What happens now that we point the finger back at ourselves on public safety that you all are so high and mighty on? This better not get quiet. I hope to hear every negative comment poster swear they have never and will never use their phone while driving. Username Stone Blue Airlines said, must we forget the hobby was ruined like 450 videos back from videos like this, yet we all keep flying. Keep on flying, boys. FPV or die. Username Thomas Usalski said, this is why laws keep changing and the AMA is fighting to keep it legal to fly. This is complete ignorance, and I'm sure someone from Congress will see this video and push the issue that drones aren't safe. Thanks a lot. Thumbs down sign. Username FlyAwayFPV said, For all of those complaining about how RR just came here and ruined the hobby, Matty stunts had been flying this spot for a while now, well over a year, and nothing has happened. Not to mention they never did fly over the road, but just over the edge of the bridge. If there was a failsafe, and he was using crossfire so there wasn't, he would have just gone into the water. And it's Tommy, so he wouldn't have clipped something. Username Carl Dull said, the thumbs down says it all. Led by example. Do you all really want to teach beginners to do stuff like this? Sorry, endangering lives is the first no in FPV, including those that are innocently driving by. A broken prop, desync, etc. all potentially could have ended in disaster for totally innocent people. Username Fiction number 721 FPV said, this is what all the FB drama is about, OMG. People must be bored. Username Daniel Madrigal said, I love FPV and freestyle, but this was just plain reckless. It doesn't matter where you did this. I highly doubt you got a permit to do it. Just because you can do it does not mean you should. Just back in USA, 3 kids got put in jail for dropping a rock into traffic from a bridge, causing the death of a driver. Those kids are looking at 25 years to live in prison. Just because you think you are in control of a situation doesn't mean nothing will go wrong. Username Mick Ferry said, bunch of irresponsible assholes out to ruin the hobby for everyone on the planet. FFS, grow up, act your age, not your shoe size. Username Jamie Mickey said, would be cool to see you flying around an airliner coming into land next. Oh wait, no it wouldn't. Edward Bruce Radcliffe said, wrote this on this jet review vid in reply to his question about what we thought in being constructive. Safe enough is good enough for me, but it's clearly not the case for everyone. We live in a time where fear of what if rules and regs, also known as health and safety, and it's not always founded. Looking at the video, the flight path had a constant outward bias from the road bridge, so the worst that would have happened is a swim in the drink. We have to remember that Tommy is very skilled pilot, much like any pilot that takes a risk for entertainment. Just look at username Red Bull Air Racing said, the velocity of those aircraft could cause spectator problems if something really bad were to happen. Conversely, if a new pilot were to try the same, would we see the same flight attitude? Probably not. So the only thing the video left out was a segment of Tommy explaining his flight path and how he was keeping to the outside of the bridge. That way any new pilot watching and getting inspired by that video would learn some of the sensibility that goes into the flying of somebody as skilled as Tommy. Username Styler said, down with this sort of thing, careful now. Username Jake Bullet said, unsubbed. Username Affinity said, so you come out here, don't tell any of us locals, I live in Vancouver where this was filmed, and publicize a video diving a public bridge in the middle of the day while some of us fight idiot regulators from banning our hobby outright. Thanks guys. This will totally make it easier to convince them. But whatever, right? It's only Canada. Username David Query said, you're a jack-off. Username David Query said, it is because of people like this that my AMA dues are going up, dealing with all this legislation, trying to keep it so we can fly model aviation. And now I have additional expenses registering with the FAA because of these damn drone quad idiots. The answer to this is simple. AMA rules simply state there is no flying in any place or any way that could cause harm to people. What if this ended up on that bridge, startling someone, and them heading head-on into another car? Oh, that's right, these damn drone quad idiots don't belong to the AMA, or think. And then to top this all off, these people are so intelligent that they post this stuff on YouTube, so the legislators have their evidence given to them for free. And then you wonder why there is such a negative attitude towards drone squads. Funny, model aviation has been around for years, and 99.9% of people couldn't care less. Until recently. Gee, I wonder what changed. Username Drone Heroes said, so funny. People down in the comments bashing this video said they were using voice text while writing their negative comments. Haha, that means more than likely they were driving while writing a bad comment. I mean, that is almost comically more dangerous than this video. Username Epic 201,367,065 said, I think Rotor Riot will take a dive after this video. Username Kevin H said, that actually seemed pretty tame. Given the comments, I was expecting flying much closer over traffic and stuff that was much more risky, not just diving down the pylons and one fly alongside a cable. You need more in the video that telling people not to do this though, especially if you aren't already a pro. Username Quadcopter102 said, looks like the pilot's skills part of the brain has drained more brain cells from the logical, care and concern and obey the flight regulation section of the brain. Let's see small quad traveling at least 100 miles per hour in free fall goes through a car truck bus windscreen, kills or injures driver, who crashes into whatever is nearest, and cause more havoc, but of course that can never happen, can it? Oh, sorry guys, I don't mean you highly skilled expert flyers, I mean the morons with a quad and no brains, skills or concern for anything but themselves, and that's not you guys, is it? Username ATC235 said, that was awesome, but dangerous. Some father of four just died because a kid threw a rock over an overpass and hit the windshield of the vehicle he was in. If you make a mistake and that quad hits a car and kills someone, you will ruin it for the rest of us. Please keep it safe, and post more videos, safe ones lol. Username Dennis Dahl said, more please. I've observed there has been no public complaint, except from fellow drone enthusiasts. Username FPVOrc said, insanely stupid, and honestly not very spectacular. Username Jake Garrett said, was this supposed to be impressive, or just mildly irresponsible? I've done more impressive flying after my first hour of flying quads. This looked really shaky and erratic to me. At least there weren't people on the walkway. However, have you never once blown a prop? What if you blew a prop, slung a battery, lost connection, or had the flight controller go haywire, or burned out a motor, or lost video signal? All of those have happened to me, so it's realistic. You might smash into someone's window and cause a wreck. Go practice on some trees, somewhere safer than a high-traffic bridge. There are plenty of cool places to fly, barns, lofts, around and through farm equipment. That's the kind of flying I like to do. They would be much more interesting than a straight dive bomb. Do note I only said mildly irresponsible. It's not as bad as flying in a heavy populated park where you could smack some kid in the face and take an eye out, but don't be risking others' property. You can fly through your own car window at 50 miles per hour, land on your head, do whatever you want as long as it doesn't endanger others. Username Immortal So Far said, shit, you guys were in my backyard, and Matty to boot, nice. I drive that bridge all the time, and each time think what it would be like to FPV it, never had the guts to do it. F yang, Tommy destroyed it. Only thing missing was flying over the traffic. P. Username Serial Killer said, not cool. I live and fly in Vancouver and they've only just relaxed the rules enough to let us realistically fly legally again. If you'd lost an ESC motor whatever in the punch out to the top you could have caused a pile up and really hurt people and basically deleted the hobby in Canada. I love most of your stuff but this is out of line. Username Miniquadreviews said, attention always fly safe led by example, I see, a good way to destroying more for Canadian. Not cool, Mad Max, great flying, but it shouldn't have been flown in Canada with everything going on with the regulations. Thank you for giving Transport Canada more ammunition to place harsher flight restrictions against average flyers. RCWASP, what next? Flying close proximity to an airliner? I think there are much safer ways to draw attention to the hobby than, God forbid, negative media attention. Keep it safe guys. Username Wes Brackman the RC enthusiast said, this was not a good idea. If this went wrong the media could have twisted it into another reason to ban RC. Scowling red face. Username Yellowbusguy said, idiots. Username Nimbus Layer said, amazing footage guys. Tommy is one of the best at diving, for sure. This footage reminds me of some of the 100+ feature films that I've worked on as a Wescam tech operator. So many badass shots from helicopters and camera cars in close proximity on a set full of actors and such. What a real rush to be there. But the difference is, everyone is in agreement to the conditions to be there and we lock off traffic for shots like this. If we need background traffic on the bridge, then guess what? They are part of the production too. Everyone is aware on set, or better be. Not so much here. Amazing talent on display but no situational control of those involved in the shot for public safety. No matter how good someone is, professionalism is what separates them from the rest. I agree with Bruce's advice in his video, take the challenge Chad K. Rotor on Tommy. Username Weekend Warrior FPV said, What about the 15-year-old kid who sees this and thinks it would be pretty cool to dive the port man, and isn't so successful? Sure, they know what they're doing, and are damn good at it. So good at it in fact, that they don't need to resort to performing questionably stupid stunts to get views. There are rules in place to prevent things like this for a reason, and it isn't just to stop the good pilots from doing stupid stunts like this, it's to stop everyone from doing stupid stunts like this. These machines do fail from time to time. I bet Chad and the guys would feel pretty bad if something happened that was catastrophic and ended in someone getting hurt. This garbage isn't worth that risk, but that's just my opinion, and who am I? Username JMBBFPV said, I would have to say this, it's spectacular to watch, the risk is not worth it. Have you guys considered if your mini quad lost control and slammed into traffic? Think about the people in those vehicles having a major accident. Then what? Tell us, you are gonna kill the industry for everyone, and your brand would be banned for life. Rotor Riot killers. So make a responsible, mature decision on where to fly next. Your luck could run out. Username Steve Schwartz said, really Chad K? Spoiled kids that need their toys taken away. You won't notice, but I'm not interested in this crap. Unsubscribed. Username Revs, disappointed guys said, not cool. Building diving is pushing it, but doing shit like that over traffic is just dumb. Stop being so selfish. Username Wilderness Gim said, I can't believe what I have just witnessed. RR potentially putting lives at risk, and as a great influence to this hobby they are promoting irresponsible flying. It's videos like these that's going to have a bad backlash and spoil this hobby for responsible pilots like myself. I will now unsubscribe. I guess MR Steele is the man to follow. Username Big5 Astra said, flight skill but no brains at all. Username Riesla said, sorry guys, I loved every second of this. It was exhilarating. Also, Drew's face the whole time XD. Username Sylvan Menard said, awesome flying, but totally in the wrong spot, goes against all current TC regulations, totally irresponsible. Username Steve 10 have said, Chad, Team Black Sheep and Trappa did irreversible damage to the relationship with the authorities for RC enthusiasts. This is not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. You've done wonderful things with flight test. Being an idiot and risking conflict with authorities shows a poor decision-making process. I think you need to reassess your priorities with Rotor Riot to align with flight test and displaying behavior that you'd be happy to have kids take as role models. Definite thumb down. Username Corey FPV said, if it wasn't for people like this ruining the hobby, we wouldn't have the community like we have now, with so many talented pilots being inspired every day by channels like Rotor Riot. They help make this hobby interesting and show us all what's possible. I certainly would have never picked up a controller if I was just watching some guy float around a playground and bump into things. Great work as always, guys. Keep inspiring others like myself. Username Ground Effect RC in Tech said, as a Canadian worried about the future of drone regulations in Canada, WTF. Come on man, all for views. We know you're all awesome pilots, but diving a bridge with traffic below, where is the common sense? Username Richard Krellin said, that's just stupid. Username Nick B said, irresponsible morons. Username Peter Busick said, are guys FN stupid? This is a totally irresponsible and not called for publicity stunt. All you have done is to fuel the fire and provide the power-hungry bureaucrats with 100% more ammo. Way to go, Chad. Username John Costello said, wonkers. Username 28th Street Airland and C said, wow, you were stupid enough to do this and even more clueless to edit it into a video with a soundtrack and post it for all to see. Title should have been Frontal Cortex Fails. Username John Costello said, great vid, yeah, just put us out like the sacrificial lamb. Bad for the sport, Chad, just to put yeah bank balance up. Username Die Minibaristlier said, he was over the cars at no time. All those dives in close proximity is not directly over the road. Username Verbal T said, well, I guess unsubbing is the only thing I can do, so consider me a casualty of this video. I'll go watch people who don't endanger innocent bystanders instead. Username Captain Propwash said, there are rules and regulations in this hobby that we all must adhere to. Pisses me off when I see people flaunt the regulations, public safety and privacy. If one crashed onto that seemingly busy road, who know what could have happened? The outcome would have been the MSM jumping all over it, and then that would be an end to the freedoms we currently have. Just because they are Rotor Riot does not mean they above the law rags. This would spoil it for the more conscientious of pilots out there. Username Alan Castel said, idiots. Username Jeff Limmers said, you do not realize how much danger you are exposing the public and the radio-controlled hobby to. Sure, you are great pilots, but quads have many potential causes of control loss, any of which could cause injury or death to an unsuspecting member of the public. Just imagine a motorcycle rider moving at speed on the bridge, a quad failsafing and hitting the support cables and tumbling into said motorcycle rider. What would your merry little group do and feel moments after this, if this were to occur? Would you proudly show the video from the incident in your next YouTube video? I won't be buying any more Rotor Riot stuff. Username Utagoli said, no longer buying any RR gear. Username Lucas Ernst said, that's just standing on a bridge, while throwing stones into traffic with extra steps. Username Mavericks said, always fly safe. How did you rate or assess the risk of crashing into cars at the bridge? Sorry Rotor Riots, don't be Rotor idiots. Username Quarryman0 said, way to ruin it for everyone Jack. Username Captain Drone said, so cool, yet so illegal and potentially dangerous to the traffic below, but yet so friggin' cool. Username Pitbull on Acid said, so this is why PPL look at the hobby like we are foolish kids. Love the channel but risking other people's safety is irresponsible. Username Rotorflex said, it's all fun and games until someone get pregnant, it's the nutty corner for RR. Username Gaza3166 said, very good flying, that's what it's all about. Having fun and making good videos. Oh, not a bad pilot either. Good job, you did not hit that reinforced concrete bridge or those steel cables. You could have caused a major disaster. Keep it flying, boys. Username Gerald has said, sorry that is a stupid location choice. Username PoormanFPV said, you guys know Capper did this to get this exact reaction out of you all as a publicity stunt, fueled by Nurk's train video, more views, more talk, more publicity. Also, Final Glide still is unemployed and trolling people on things he's not even a part of. Awesome 40-year-old dude lol. Username Brown Boy said, okay, I personally agree with both sides of this argument. Yes, this was dangerous. Had something gone wrong we wouldn't have heard the end of it. Sure, they were making the hobby look bad by doing controversial things with drones. There are many things that could have gone wrong that could have been dangerous to the people on the bridge. They were being arrogant for not thinking about what it would do to this hobby had this gone wrong. I agree with that. But, notice how no one other than the people in this hobby give two shits about that dive. The people on the bridge were probably not thinking they were in any immediate danger or not thinking, OMG I'm gonna die. Also, you could see that Tommy was trying to be safe by not going directly over the bridge so that if something did go wrong, like a failsafe, it would just fall into the water. Also, Rotor Riot did not see this bridge and dive it. They had someone who lived and flew drones in Canada show them the bridge so they could dive it. I do think that this was dangerous, but not as dangerous as many people are trying to make it seem. Username JakeDev said, assholes. Username Danny Reimer said, okay, just stop following you guys. Risking people's lives is not cool at all. Hope you learn that before you ruin our hobby. Username RawFPV said, bad practice, and not even for any decent footage. Username BRNTWRMN said, everyone's jumping on this quite overhyped train. Wanna see some real skills? Check out some 3D Hellosaur planes. They take years to get proficient, let alone master. Username The Soft Machine said, irresponsible. Username LooseNotRC said, 1. Drone loses prop, has electronic failure, or pilot screws up. 2. Drone hits windshield of car on the bridge. 3. Car driver freaks out, swerves into another car that results in a big pileup with lots of media coverage. 4. New laws, regulations and restrictions for all RC flyers. But hey, you got your cool video right. Username Jcanix73 said, this looks like the Portman Bridge near Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Username Tim Langley said, haters gonna hate. Username Simbison said, I think these boys need to read their own disclaimer at the start of the video. Big fan RR, but things like this are making me lose respect for you quickly. Username Shizzlebozzle said, this gives other people bad ideas. Username Bongo Fury said, no, this is really dangerous. Username Quad Squad said, gone too far with this video. Not cool, and unsubscribe is in your future if I see similar videos. Username Parker Russell said, G taste in music yo. 3. Username Dilrajapal said, do you have to have license to fly drones? Username Mervyn Woodley said, Rotor Riot well done, thumbs up sign, you guys rock, bunch of irresponsible pilots. Hope the authorities take action. Username Previews said, it was far less dangerous than actually driving a car on a bridge. Nice vid guys. Username Fiend Solly said, OMG, that's so insanely cool. What was that, 200M drop or what? Username Woods FPV said, Maddie probably should have informed you of Canadian laws. You guys always say educate yourself on the current laws and regulations of the country, state, province or locality you are flying in. Always fly safe. At the beginning of your videos. But it seems you didn't take your own advice on this one. It's an awesome video, sure, but as many people have said, a drop onto the bridge from that height has a good chance of killing someone, possibly multiple people. Any number of things could go wrong, and you would have been responsible. Not to mention you were certainly closer than 30 meters to vehicles and the public when you ripped past the bridge. Just a bad example for the community. Username Elias Rama said, I liked the intro of the video, always fly safe. Username Twin Turbostang said, the irony is the opening Rotor Riot disclaimer says always fly safe. Maybe it should also say don't fly like a dumbass. Username Caperdop FPV said, take this video down. I don't care what you guys do in your own time, but this is just reinforcing those who want to police the skies. In a few years when you can't fly anywhere there'll be a lot of finger pointing. Username Nick Carter said, impressive. Username Daryl W said, if Transport Canada hasn't seen this video they have now. I've reported it, and I hope Transport Canada acts on this irresponsible flying. They crossed the line. How can you blame regulators in Canada when there are individuals and companies pulling stupid ill-conceived stunts like this? This does nothing more than destroy a brand's reputation, assuming those that watch it have a common sense bone in their body. I think the current proposed drone laws in Canada were very poorly conceived and they do nothing but punish the vast majority of responsible people wanting to enjoy a hobby without feeling like a criminal. If Transport Canada wants to ensure safety then they better start prosecuting individuals and companies who are pulling stupid and dangerous stunts like the content in this video. If you are one of the people with common sense and enjoy this hobby in Canada, please report this video here https://www.tc.gc.ca Civil Aviation Ops Drone Incident Report Form HTML. Do I have faith in Transport Canada? Absolutely not, and in fact I am ashamed as a Canadian that they could destroy model aviation in Canada with such ill-conceived proposed drone laws. However, let's give them a chance starting with this company and the individuals involved. Username Zigasbeak said, Tommy is a very talented pilot. This dive is so wrong, too much traffic danger, no regard for our hobby. What are you thinking, stupid? Username Josh Moss said, there is nothing good about this video, bad flying, dangerous location. Username Muriatic Grat said, Lidrib, please leave Rotor Riot, you are better than this. Username Muriatic Grat said, great, leave us up here with potentially even tougher regulations. If you had any respect you would take down this vid, but I'm guessing you're too selfish for that. Username Black Market Digital said, as much as I admire the skills of the Rotor Riot crew, they have very serious problem with risk management. Even the very best hobby grade electronics are just that, hobby grade. If that quad had failed, flipped around into traffic and smashed into a windscreen, it could easily have resulted in multiple fatalities. That skull logo is no joke. Username Irwin86 said, you may lost your quad, but some could lost their life because of this act. So selfish to looks cool. Username David Lorenzen said, if you were in the US I'd report this video to the FAA. Just irresponsible flying. This is why RC is getting a bad rap. Username Dale Murray said, nice video, however, would be nice to see you follow your own advice. 0010003. I'm sure what you were doing was outside the current laws of the country you were in. I know there is no such thing as bad publicity. You should be promoting safe, well-managed flying. Lobo Quad said, in the world, the galaxy, the universe, there are regular people, there are Padawans, Jedis and then Master Jedi. Did anyone want to argue about Tommy being the Master Dive Jedi? After the Duga dive, he makes it all look so easy. Be amazed, people, be very amazed. Username Dr. Disintegrator said, if you want to do things like this, please do it away from innocent bystanders. You may be the best aerobatic pilot in the world, but if something breaks and causes a multi-car pileup, then what? How easy will you sleep at night after that? You can make just as cool a video diving amazing locations far from people that can be accidentally harmed in an accident. Username The Great Mechanized Ape said, anyone who watches this and knows how terrible it is should send a very clear message and unsub from this channel. Username The Great Mechanized Ape said, what's wrong with you guys? You can bet I won't buy gear from you if you keep this up. Username Anthony Soul said, great piloting skills. Wouldn't it be ironic if something went wrong and the quad crashed through the windshield of a car killing the pilot's mother? Username Ken Donnelly said, it's guys like you that are causing all the problems with the hobby. You shouldn't have flown so close to that traffic. How would you feel if one of those cars caused an accident because they were distracted by your craft? You're so wound up about the view and location, you're not thinking about the safety of others. Username Vanister83 said, beautiful example of respect the hobby. Looks great, but I don't think this right for the hobby and regulations out there. You guys are ruining the hobby. Where if the quad fails? First thing on the news next day. Username Elmatbo said, do you guys read your own intro to your videos or not? How about your professionals? I forgot. Username Junk67UK said, stupid move. I loved your Chernobyl flights, but this just pisses me off. Flying that close to traffic is a mug's game. I'm unsubscribing. Username Brad said, completely irresponsible. The regulations in Canada are strict enough as it is, even for registered mock members like myself. I realize you're trying to build a brand for your civils, but what kind of reputation do you want to have associated with that brand? Considering that you guys are in the business and promoting the hobby, you should know what the regulations are and abide by them in order to set a good example for your viewers. In my opinion, I think Transport Canada should use this video as evidence to have you all charged and fined for intentionally ignoring the regulations that have obviously been implemented to keep people safe. I too may not be happy with some of the regulations here in Canada, but this type of stunt endangers the public and will only give Transport Canada more reason to regulate us further. Way to go. Not. Username Neil Walt said, keep up with the irresponsible flying guys. Stop and think one day drone flying will be the thing of the past. Username Ghostwriter FPV said, never thought I'd say this to a hero of mine. That was stupid. Canada's been on a roll with drone regulation already, with other Western nations watching closely and some even following suit. Those in the dirt could do something like this without bureaucrats getting law boners, but as I write this 22,389 viewers are debating the recklessness of it, loving it, or like me, fighting the urge to unsub. From an otherwise responsible production team. Enjoyable, yes, but you're in the spotlight RR, and should do better than Nistat-esque antics for views. Username Direxton96 said, Rotor Riot, please don't do this shit in our country. It's hard enough for me even to get out and fly because of the unreal rules here. You are just giving the fuel for the fire. It's just so you can make a few more bucks. FO already. This is going to be all over our news now. Thanks a million, boys. Mr. Steele is in trouble for this shit, so don't bring it here. Like your other videos in areas no one is affected by flying. Username DCFPV said, Murphy's Law. Username Mike Hale said, assholes. Username Brian McNeil said, way to draw the wrong kind of attention. Unsubscribed, like 10 other people I know. Maybe try putting out useful content. Username Paularge said, plus Rotor Riot. That shit was off the fucking chain. Art, you said it all. I know there already been a great flight of the year, but you guys came in late and came in swinging. Awesome. Well done. Keep up the good work. Username Guillermo Nispalo said, stop buying Rotor Riot stuff and Chad will get the message. What not do? Username Clive Gillum said, not very smart. Username Dave Cooper said, is that legal where you are? In the UK, we are not allowed to fly within 50 meters of a building, structure, or vehicle unless we are responsible, that is the owner, or have permission to fly within 50 meters. Similarly, we have to have permission to fly within 50 meters of any members of the public. If you don't have such restrictions, let me know where you are because I want to move there. Grimacing face, Chimp 3376, I don't think you could ever be referred to as a leader in the hobby now. I would be interested if you did follow your splash screen on the beginning of the video and did get some clearance under the regulations. Username RockCityFPV said, that was crazy good. Username Carmouche said, unsub on this one. Not only are you all setting a bad example for the younger generation in this hobby, you all have just become a bunch of grown men who act like 13-year-olds for views. Username RammyRC said, nope, not good, not good, scowling red face. Username ScowlerJ said, you've gone from being a cool upcoming brand to utter nutheads. Can you not see that you are shooting yourselves in the foot with stunts like this? You destroy our hobby, you destroy your own business. You think it's okay to dive by traffic, on a bridge. Endangering lives is just not on, guys. I don't care how safe you think you were. How many times have you had a component fail on you? You simply cannot think I won't have a failure. If that quad had gone through a windscreen, causing a multi-car crash on a bridge, can you even begin to imagine the shitstorm? Thanks again, guys. Channel losing momentum, was it? Well, you just lost a customer and a viewer, and hopefully I am not the last. Username Derpman said, Canadian Outback? Sort of looks like one of the most populated square miles of Canada, lol. Username Jack00 Scarecrow said, dives are so 2016. Also, this bridge dive looks a little risky, and you know how everyone loves to hate on drones. Username Peter Webster said, oh man, one lapse of concentration and there could have been major damage caused. Educate people in the art of safe flying, not condoning dangerous activities that could have gone horribly wrong. Username Tommy Smitty said, always fly safe is your attention. At 001, why don't you do it? But always, what is forbidden is more interesting. If some drone haters seeing this video, now they have much more arguments against it. More is not necessary. Username Nils Rower said, fantastic. I love the energy and enthusiasm. Epic footage too. Username Andrew Venable said, lol, the worst part about this video is you think it's cool to do this kind of thing. Username Diego said, not good. Always talking about safety and excess regulation. This does us a disservice. And no, I did not watch it. Username Michael Bacon said, please flag this content with YouTube. Username Jimbo in Thailand said, downvoted for all the obvious reasons. You guys are obviously talented but extremely lucky that you didn't crash into one of the many vehicles traveling on the busy bridge simply because so many factors are involved other than flying expertise. This time your gear didn't malfunction, but IT will given enough time. When that happens, we are going to be hearing about you for all the wrong reasons. Until then, you need to think about this. Lawmakers all over the world use irresponsible dangerous flight videos just like this one as reasoning to further restrict our drone hobby. And guess what, Rotor Riot? That's right, you're part of the problem. My advice is to record your flights in remote abandoned areas where an accident can't hurt involve the public and or be witnessed by the public, and where it won't add to the naysayers already condemning our hobby. You guys are acting like spoiled little brats. It's time to grow up, fellows. You can do a lot of positive things for our hobby or wreck it. Intentional pun. If you don't wise up, please just give this some thought. Username Michael Cardus said, flying skills and cinematography 10. Responsibility 0. Do it when the bridge is empty and it would be awesome. Username Formidable said, it's really not okay to do this so you're driving cars. If you fly into a pole or the wires, the quad can fall on a driving car. All you're risking is your quad, but you are playing with the health and lives of the peoples in the cars who don't participate in your stunt. This is absolutely unnecessary. There are so many great locations out there. WTF. Username PG said, can we have that quote from Maddie cut into the end of the edit? Absolutely sums it up. Illegal, but lots of things were illegal or weren't and then become illegal. This is absolute fucking art. Unimaginable flying, glorious location, sweet editing. Absolutely awesome. Username BadWolfFPV said, pretty dumb shit. WTF Rotor Riot. Username DavidFPV said, it's your decision, just fun or just kill someone. Username Karstika said, insanely sick. Username Max Hunter said, Rotor Riot had the entire FPV market for a while and couldn't make a success so far. Now there are lots of FPV pilots to watch. RR will always be a little sideshow and a store that doesn't make much. Trying too hard to be jackass with quads, RR will never be really successful. Username Danielle Keyser said, what TX did you have that had a built-in FPV monitor? Username Danielle Keyser said, Looks nice, wicked cool. You should have waited until there were no cars. No, not helping the whole regulations thing. Username Mark Harrick said, this is a sick video. Flippin' awesome. Username Shady Elm said, https://yahoo.bu2jw85t2chst equals 830. Rotor Riot used to pride themselves on their sense of responsibility. The hypocrisy of this video is astounding. Username Derek Arsenault said, not cool guys. I know where that location is too. It's one thing to fly for fun in relatively safe areas, but doing this kind of thing is very bad for the hobby. You put lives at risk for what? To show off or something. Grow up. Username David Stroob said, I've loved your videos. I think they're interesting, professional, and inspiring. But there is a line crossed here. I don't care how good of a pilot you are, hardware or human failure is inevitable at some point, thus this is seriously risking other people's lives. That in itself should be enough to think twice before doing this. Honestly, this should be illegal because it recklessly endangers people's lives. The problem is that when laws eventually do pass, behavior in videos like this will likely create even more stringent restrictions than necessary. The hobby is amazing, but reckless endangerment of people's lives is wrong and could also easily shut it down. Username Logo800 said, now everyone and their bother will think it's a great idea. Guys, be safe, not sorry. You creating unsafe facts that people will follow. The industry gets way too much bad press. Please step and be men, not silly teenagers ruining the hobby I love. Great flying. Bad idea. Username Farmer FPV said, Maddie so geared up, nothing better than that, and wearing a Ramones shirt. Rise up from the dead already, lots of folks miss you, sad pensive face. Great teamwork guys, this was off the chain. Username Pixit said, Username Thomas Lakidos said, upsetting. This stunt can give a really good example what not to do. Stupid. Even if I know very well Tommy is very good on his quad, I also know how many times he had to rescue his quads from all sort of places. Username Retinized said, this makes you guys look like morons and will bring negative attention to FPV. The flying is awesome but completely overshadowed by how utterly retarded and blatant your attention seeking has become. Grow up, or watch FPV and RC in general become regulated into the ground. Complete idiots. Username BillisFPV said, WTF has happened to Rotor Riot? You're supposed to be role models for the new pilots. Imagine a new pilot that's showing off to his mates because he wants to be like Tommy, then kills someone. Remember, as soon as one of these hits somebody fatally, it's game over. Username WadeFPV said, boom. That was sick. Explosion. Username PMM4177 said, they need to get rid of the flamer in Mascara and bring Mr. Steele back. Liqueur never even flies. Username Guy on Couch said, video reported to police in Canada Border Services. Many laws broken here. Hope you guys never want to come here again. Prepare for the rubber glove treatment. Thanks for putting your full names in the info. We have enough homegrown idiots without you coming here. Username Mad Mark said, woo. Username David Richardson said, man guys, I'm tired of this RR hate. That was dope. Username Air Games said, just don't confuse being lucky while doing something dangerous and having done something safely. The probability is some not famous pilot in the next 1000 bridge dives gets unlucky. Who's that guy's buddy because he'll need some. Username Jerome Demers said, my hands are sweaty. Username Standaman said, this video is reckless. Hard not to mock the intro. Attention. Slide. Always educate yourself on the current laws and regulations of the country, state, province or locality you are flying in. It's illegal to fly within 75 meters of vehicles in Canada. So, username Sigma7 said, how did you guys even get the rights for the music? I figured YouTube would have come at you with pitchforks for that. Username Running Wolf Kenpo said, this is not cool. You are flying over and near high volume traffic. You are violating everything the FAA has set for standards, including the AMA. This makes quadcopter pilots look bad and reinforces the hysteria about cowboy pilots. Follow the rules. Take the video down before complaints come rolling into the FAA. Username RazarFPV said, great flying. That is super impressive. I rewatched a few times so I wouldn't comment half-cocked. There are certainly times when the quad is over traffic, or if failed would end up in traffic. Would a quad go through a window? Probably not. But would it cause a driver to freak out and crash? Maybe. That would be a bad situation on such a busy bridge. This shows unsafe flying. We all know Tommy is a badass and has the skills to pull this off, but equipment failure can happen at any time. Got a dislike from me as well. Username 003SFD said, highly irresponsible guys. You should know the rules. Username Planes and Bikes said, may I suggest taking this video down and post up a video of Maddie and Tommy doing freestyle away from cars instead? You guys must have done some of the awesome under the bridge flying that day. I mean, this video has high likelihood of bringing a shitstorm of media and authorities' attention we just don't need here in BC. Username StrikaFPV said, this is the sort of content we expect from a channel called Rotor Riot. Keep it up guys. Username StrikaFPV said, keep diving and screw the haters. Username Logan said, 042, 125, 159, directly over the roadway. Speed limit on this bridge is 55 miles per hour or 90 kilometers per hour. Username Rickdessen said, this is not setting a good example. Username HeyBesritFPV said, words. Username MsCaffeineJunkie said, I am glad most people here know how utterly irresponsible this is. Think we as a community should not support this. Going to report this and sure never buy some RR stuff. Username Jocko DeRover said, dang, and Maddie should be part of Rotor Riot, D. Username XCRozIFPVX said, WTF Azeiang. Username Logan Franklin said, you guys may not have landed on any unsuspecting cars, but now this is out there and people are going to watch it and copy it. I hope they're all as lucky as you fellas. Username Avu said, really enjoyed this vid. Username BootsFPV said, this is why we paintball. Username LostFPV said, yes. Username Shady Elm said, you guys are all amazing pilots on an individual level, but why is it that when you get together you behave like a gaggle of irresponsible 14-year-old boys? Username Shady Elm said, hey guys, for your next trick, why not stand at the top of the bridge and drop bricks? Because what you're doing is only marginally safer. Whatever happened to always fly safe? Username Guy on Couch said, several Canadian laws broken here. Do you guys make a habit of traveling to other countries and doing this? You're lucky you didn't get arrested. I wonder what story you told customs when you entered the country. Username GhostRiderFPV said, boss level. Username Fulltime Junglist said, love that, get Maddie on more, bring back some epic shit. Username Skylar said, well, this is cool but we'll get our TC minister who hates drones saying something. He can use this as a material to back his new regulations. Username's Alex Seth said, I unsubbed for obvious reasons. Username Sean Dolan said, right you guys, red heart. Username's Alex Seth said, don't like it. It's not flying safe. Username Rafez UK said, you lot are putting people's lives at risk for a video and a few views. I'm sorry but this stuff will get this sport banned. Angry face, thumbs down sign, L. Yeah, I will have watched it at least 10 times. Tommy is the RR, love it. Username Multirator Madness said, thanks for nothing guys. We are already having enough trouble with Transport Canada trying to regulate the hobby out of existence. Username ZaragFPV said, OMG, Tom Europhically, the king of diving. Username JoeStanFPV said, yes, great to see Maddie getting that spark back. Username Rob B said, some deleting of disapproving comments going on. Not cool RR if you insist on posting controversial videos at least have the kahunas to face the heat. Username Scott Hollister said, Ashats. Thank you for giving the government more ammo to regulate destroy the hobby. Username Dwarf Star Drone said, well, lol. Username UFDA Cruz said, hell yes. Username Redacted Lux said, great video, could do without the live reactions. Username TurboGramps said, this was a great expression of the art of flying, Tommy. Now to all the crybabies that want to complain, I did not see him fly over the cars once. He stayed outside of the tower and support cables at all times. If you want to complain about something, think about this. The politicians are the real criminals that make all these stupid laws we must obey. The way I see it, life's too short for all this politically correct crap. Let's fly. Username BreedRC said, absolutely awesome. Username Kenyan Storm said, a prop breaks off due to some manufacturing defect. The quad veers off the intended trajectory and falls into the windshield of a mom driving her 2 kids to daycare. From a 100 feet up, the quad smashes through the windshield of the car moving at 50 miles per hour and kills the driver. 1 child is killed, the other is in intensive care clinging to life. The fear is that she has severe brain damage. What was your plan to deal with this? Say sorry. Username Jeff Gould said, almost as amazing as the Russian antenna dive. Username Michael Huziak said, this is some of the most irresponsible flying I've ever seen. Hey Rotor Riot, how knowledgeable are you of Canadian drone laws? Transport Canada has already enforced strict regulations on where our aircraft cannot fly. You are breaking so many of those rules with this session. Also, Transport Canada is in a review period of making the regulation even more strict. Mandatory online examination, mandatory liability insurance. By coming to Canada, flying irresponsibly, and displaying it publicly online, you sure are making it tough for those of us who live here and want to fly responsibly. Thanks a lot, guys. Username SplashFPV said, kind of in between other reactions. Flying is AAA level. Taking this kind of risks, not so much. We all thought at one point that we were in full control till a prop exploded on us mid-flight. Username Davey Boy said, damn that was crazy. Username Neighborhood Hero said, lol the I am a fan of music t-shirt Ramones. Username Hobby FPV said, sick Tommy, oh my god, is back. Username Drone Legion FPV said, who frack. No balls to pull that stunt. And if I was driving a car I would definitely dive the bridge to glory. That's how committed I am to FPV. Username Cyborg FPV said, I always thought Matty should have been recruited early in RR evolution. Maybe now is the right time seeing his enthusiasm. I think he could bring more to the table that gets back to original RR of pushing the limits with skill, not just forced flying in cool places. Too much tension these last few months. Username G3RFPV said, sorry guys but this video gets a dislike. Yeah this footage looks cool but is it worth it to harm others' lives? Sorry building diving okay but holy shit diving down a public bridge with cars driving around is just a no-go. Fail safe. A damaged motor, ESC, FC or just a loose wire. Of course you can build it in a way that you only have a plus solder joints but there is some stuff you cannot avoid. A 600-gram quad falling from 100 meter though a windshield, have fun with that. Username Chadbaw said, I am so happy now I got into freestyle about the time he left I felt so empty. Username Toxic FPV said, awesome. Username Tom Rush said, Matty is a true artist. Username ChrisQuad FPV said, oh my god that was sick. Wouldn't expect anything less from Tommy. Username David London said, disappointed guys. You of all people know what's right and wrong. Username SeekNDFPV said, nope. Username Jakester142 said, sketch factor over 8,000. Username BlackandFPV said, wow. Username Blink said, finally some good stuff. Username Kakpers Bonikowski said, very nice. But I hate when my friends scream oh my god. D. Username Finky said, dedicated to all the crybaby out there. Username Retro93292 said, GJ. Username JuliusLTFPV said, okay hand sign, winking face, woo gemstone, amazing. Username George Aragley said, awesome flying buddy, smiling face with sunglasses, airplane, smiling face with squinting eyes. Username Glass Castle said, 2 minutes of awesome video followed by 20 minutes of reading hate comments. Gotta love it. Username Ramat Hidayat said, damn, one of the best Rotor Riot video. Despite all the controversy, I don't care. Username Daniel Getchik said, always fly safe over the cars. Username Shaman said, damn that was good. Usernames Jet said, you guys are ruining the hobby for the rest of us because now I feel so inadequate as a pilot smiley. Username Ayat Hidayat said, Matty Shore emit energy. Username Cameron Lawson said, that pacing was awesome. I don't even care that the video was short, the pacing was perfect. The music was cool too. You could almost use this as an ad actually. Username Henry636 said, I love you guys but is no good inspiration for all new stupid noob in the hobby fly so close to a of car. Username Redshift 1360 said, epic, just too short, I need more, and more Maddie. Username Rotor Rebel FPV said, hey, that's the Alex Fraser Bridge. You guys are going to give us FPV pilots in Vancouver a bad rep. We already have enough brainless pilots here. We don't need more. Dear SHT somewhere else and not ruin it for us locals. Username Peter Quantum said, the most BADASS episode ever. Even the music is spot on. More. Username Picometer said, what a piece of art. More. Username Pile of Carbon said, like the new intro in the video was sick. Username Lazudi, Tommy said, the ultimate savage on RR. Username Steady said, Tommy is the best pilot I have ever seen. Username ChuckRunch1 said, this comment section is ruining the hobby. Lols. Username Austin Chopper said, that was epic. Username PropBender said, well it looks like you are clearing the riff-raff. I'm with Maddie. Fucking A. Edge of your seat dudes. Username Jeremy Gilbert said, that had my heart pounding. Tommy sets the bar even higher. Username Kilt FPV said, dig that Ramones shirt dude. Dawing that bridge though. Tommy with the ultimate just go for it badass mode enabled dives every time 125. I screamed like a girl too. I seriously loved the positive vibes this edit put off. Makes me just wanna go out and rip something. Too amped for sleep now. Username Vex said, wicked. Username Killadrone said, that was pretty okay. Face with tears of joy. Username Obsidian FPV said, yay, this is stupid. Username Samantha Stillfried said, absolutely loved it. That just got me so pumped to get out and go fly. Username Snuffy Forthorn said, finally a good vid. Where is all the old good content? Back again I hope. Username Briefly Flying FPV said, thank you. Username Alan Brooks said, you all got the man, the legend. Fuck, I wanted to see Maddie fly lol. Tommy, good fucking shit. Hand making the sign of the horns. Okay hand sign. Username Craig Deegan said, amazing. Username Deathlock67 said, playing on the Alex Fraser I see. Yeah no, there's a much bigger one just a ways up the river. Same style, Eddie. Username Julio Malpica said, all I can say is, awesome. We need more of this. Tommy you are the man. Username Krakos FPV said, yeah it is great to see Amagod flying again. Username Nilsantrex said, can I like this 100 times? That rocked. Username JVantal said, welcome to Van RR. So stoked to see that here. Username LiveIUFPV said, I was F-king right. Username Daniel Moorer said, fucking beautiful. Username Niz76 said, what a rush. Username Siamex said, stupid flying. Username Jake Joyner said, love it Maddie. Couldn't agree more. Username Logan said, it went alright this time, but when the next generation of pilots get their dirt cheap RTF quads straight from China and go out to try this, lives may be lost. Username Fictional said, damn what a flight. Got me pumped to dive our new bridge here. Username Tim Evans said, fuck yes. Now this is what Rotor Riot needs to be. Epic. Username Trinko said, fuck yes Tommy. Username Drone Heroes said, so epic. And please set the Rotor Riot comments so they have to be approved and just delete and block negative commenters. Truly awesome. Incredible to see this crew together. Username Longan Albus said, I was wondering if you guys would be flying that bridge. And it happened. Not good for Vancouver from haters though. This city is full of a $$$3. Username MLFSKFPV said, Canada. Great video guys. Awesome flying as always. D. Username Castle Bravo said, finally, you guys are teaming up with Maddie. He has got to be the most underrated pilot out there. Come on, how many pilots that you know of have a trick named after them? Username Josh Bryson said, Clench Factor 10. Username Nilson F said, finally, that's what we are talking about. Incredible flight by Tommy Azep. Dom was. Great to have the reverse master Maddie there. Was about time. Rotor Riot, get back on tracks, with more like these, please, and less SHTTY boring vlogs. It's about flying, adventure, no talks, just hands on the mouth and disbelief. Thank you. Username AutobodyFPV said, Maddie, Orwye. Username RMDK said, I know bandits and mountains aren't always the most interesting scenes, but come on, don't steal things up again, guys. Keep it away from traffic. Username Maniac FPV Flyers said, I guess Rotor Riot promotes endangering highway drivers now, lol. Username Glass Carton said, love it. Tommy, the king of all dives. Username Rodgo said, unsubscribed. I'm really disappointed in you guys. Username Xylan FPV said, thank you guys for going to poke Matty with the inspiration stick. Slightly smiling face. Judging by his reaction at the end, it worked. Username Irvin Leo said, I wonder if the car divers are scared. Username FreeBullet101 said, fuckers, you are in my city valley and I didn't know you guys are here. God damn it. Woulda loved to hang and fly with you guys. But that bridge is way too busy to be pulling this off. We have multiple pile-ups daily on our highways and bridges with severe injuries. If an FPV racer was a cause, it would be giant doom for us. Not sure if this vid should be public honestly. That thing hitting the windshield or crashing into the pavement will cause a multi-car pile-up. The lawsuit would be devastating. Our laws are so strict already, it's so illegal to have done this, that it's quite possible that you will get fined pretty hard, and maybe banned from entering the country again. Sorry guys. Please enjoy your stay and fly the heck out of your quads. I do however envy the video in flight. It takes a lot practice to be comfortable running gravity lines, and it was likely windy too. How long you guys staying? Username MCW13 said, amazing. Username Bad Chisel said, this kinda sets a new standard for badassery. And once again I'm jacked to go work on my frames and stuff. Thanks, guys. Tommy, fuck yeah. Username Keith Morris said, angry face, angry face, angry face, angry face, angry face, angry face. Why would you fly over traffic like that? Anything goes wrong or you clip something and lose a prop. This kind of crap shouldn't ever happen, especially from a hobby celebrity. Dude, Tommy, don't do stupid crap like that. Username Sean FPV said, not enough comments here about Matty being back in hype ass FUUK. So excited to see more. Username Skittish said, Matty on RR. Yes. Please tell me he is joining the team. And Tommy, still the man brought. Username MadPropsFPV said, F% and that got my heart rate going. I'm off to burn a couple packs. Username M. Williams said, Matty fucking stunts. Username FreakinFPV said, please tell me that you guys got the proper clearance for this stunt. I know Tommy is sponsored by a pretty large company, and based off what little info I've seen about Matty, he does commercial drone work on the side. Please tell me you don't have people who already make a living off of this, continuing to do shit that will make it harder for everyone to enjoy in the future. Please tell me you're at least a little responsible. Username Mongren Perspective said, awesome footage and incredible show of what's possible but utterly irresponsible and could have negative outcomes for this hobby. You guys are leaders in this hobby. Copycats do not have your skills and any attempt of something similar could be devastating. Username Francisco Silva said, disclaimer, don't work on that flight. Username Chris Lewis said, wow Tommy. Username FlibetFPV said, now that's Rotor Riot. Username Markich2005 said, creating art is one thing, needlessly risking people driving in cars across a bridge is another. If something went wrong, it would be a whole lot of others suffering for your art. You may be a great pilot, however this was reckless and dangerous. Username Magic Smoke FPV said, damn. Username John Doe said, come on, we want to see Leatherbull try that. Bomb. Explosion. Haha, he can't even watch it without letting out his inner gayness. Username Nitrosomniac said, come on guys, I want to see something impressive. If you're willing to do something risky, why not just dive the Trump International? Fuck it, why not just fly over a no-fly airspace military base? That should set a real good example for newcomers. Username SharkBiteFPV said, flying over moving traffic equals dislike. Username Matthew Odom said, I got chills. Username Isay said, that made my day, that dive is just staying with me for the next week. Username RatRH said, hell yeah Tommy, show them how it is done. Username Seattleite FPV said, cringing till the end. Username Taylor Horton said, yeah that seemed safe. Username Greg Patterson said, that was Riot. That's Rotor Riot right there. Username David Croft said, I'm just here for the Tommy. Username Super Dizzy said, sick stuff, thumbs up sign, thumbs up sign. Loved how excited everyone was getting when he was diving that pillar. But the best bit was almost grinding that high tension wire, surprised face with open mouth. Surprised face with open mouth. That was awesome. Heart with stars. Heart with stars. Smiling face with sunglasses. Username MarsRover001 said, dive the Sunshine Skyway. Username David Owen said, Tommy, you are my hero, man. Awesome flying. Username Kyle Kaufman said, RR seems to be ruining the hobby more and more, lols. Great flight from Tommy and some of the best RR footage in a bit. I think this ranks right behind Merc's train for skill in hobby ruining and epicness. It is definitely dangerous, but so are many other things that people do. Just throw in a "don't try this at home" sticker and it's all good heart. In all honesty, anything distracts drivers, and it's also the fault of the driver. If they are looking at an accident and rear-end somebody, is it the guy who caused the first accident's fault? No, it's the fault of the second driver for driving distracted. Yes, however, if the accident or drone flying next to the bridge didn't happen, the likelihood of the accident would be less, but still vehicles are dangerous regardless. Stay focused while driving. Username Count Bassi said, Tommy with the nerves of steel. Huh. Username Bareth Raj said, is that Tommy flying? Absolute badass. Username Zymerjij said, King of Dives. Username Scott Saladino said, that was a great dive. I miss the original Rotor Riot crew. Username Grant Helms said, short and to the point, I like it. Username Die Minibarnistlier said, classic. Username Die Minibarnistlier said, Tommy killed it F. Username Elverd FPV said, face with heart-shaped eyes, 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 Suwoo good guys. Username Tony Barrows said, awesome episode guys plus rap. Username Sam0Enram0 said, some guys. Username Sir Chromavalosi Rotor said, holy, nice ride. Username Handley Machine said, Mystical Matty with Rotor Riot, had to happen. Welcome to the Great White North boys. Username Skywalker808 said, Suu's sick, fucking awesome, makes me want to get out, just RIP. Username Northern Drone said, that was great. Username The Rich, more please. Username Dragonier said, beast, extraterrestrial alien, closed fist. Username Snyderman FPV said, that was sick AF Tommy. Username To the Lock said, I love watching Tommy fly, he's amazing. Username Kenyon Storm said, you endangered the lives of the people driving on that bridge. Actions can have consequences. I think you are all smart enough to know that what you did is irresponsible. There are safe alternatives. My hope is that in the future you think first and avoid taking risks where others have to suffer the consequences. Username Henry Hampshire said, absolutely incredible, never seen anything like it. On the edge of my seat when he almost hit the cables. Ledrib looked scared. Username Chris S said, Tommy finally has a vibration-free quad. Check. Still the king of dive. Check. That was sick, and bringing back Ruining the Hobby 2016. Awesome, love it. 3. Username Scotchin FPV said, that was fucking awesome Tommy. That flight hyped me up and made me uneasy at the same time. Nice work guys. Username Rock Touching, did you find low band for 5.8 GHz to be less crowded Tommy? Username RE3S, damn that was awesome Tommy. What a way to inspire a legend. I have a bridge 12 miles from me that looks exactly the same. Grinning face with clenched teeth. Challenge, except, I'll get back you. Winking face. Okay hand sign. Username Dreamer111. Awesome. I got sweaty hands from just watching. Can't imagine actually flying. By the way, maybe it is safer to not show who is flying. But officer, some unknown pilot just handed us this footage. Username Smokin Mesa said, I nearly made a shit comment saying 103rd, but ended up showing the missus a few 2-year-old Matty Stunts FPV videos. The ones that I saw way before RR, that got me into drones, DFPV and flying in the first place. Username Universal Pioneer said, was epic day on planet Earth, extraterrestrial alien. Username Elman Nitro said, Tommy is the dive king. Username GUFPV said, username Jonathan Williams said, loved you guys. Username CryoFPV said, wow. Username DroneOn said, holy cow. Username Zocom233 said, mega. I'd do that if my VTX hadn't blown after 5 flights. Username Chris Hull said, there are so many places without cars and soft targets to fly. Want to be the guy on the front of the newspaper in a place that is already anti-drone? Sure, go fly there. Nice footage, beats building a van. Username AllMenDuffyJ said, Chad, thank you for posting a quick 2 minutes edit so we get to see what you are doing real time. It's awesome and I think the fans will understand. Another longer edit will follow. Thumbs up sign with medium light skin tone. Username MotoXFPV said, dirty. Username Andrew Stewart said, this is incredibly irresponsible. I've filed a complaint on Transport Canada's website and unsubscribed. Username QuadbitFPV said, what the hell, no Matty flips? Username Mitchell Doolan said, you need to come to Australia to rip the Harbour Bridge. Username Bishop Vic said, Tommy is definitely the most daring RR pilot. Username StareFPV said, sick. Username Roman Romero said, Tommy's the man. He's got some serious balls. Username ZyaloFPV, Multi-Rotors Show said, incredible proximity dive, and with a regular wall just fucking awesome. Username UYP Studio said, wow. Username ApparatusFPV said, psych. Username Peter Wu said, awesome, ruining the hobby, boys, keep at it. Username Airheaded Aviator said, most hype 2 minutes I ever watched. Username Oberbiber said, yes, please, more of this. Username Mike B said, badass. Username DizzyDFPV said, epic. Username Stanton High said, go see Matty and slap together a 2-minute video of Tommy burning a pack. I hope there is more on the way. Username PollyFPV said, yeah boy, grinning face with clenched teeth. Username MRTimmyGT said, fuck yeah, Matty, damn good to see you wearing goggles again. Tommy, you the fucking man. I remember finding your channel when the first Vortex with the 2 arms was a prototype and have followed you ever since. Good to see some OG FPV heroes of mine together. Closed fist, hand making the sign of the horns. Hand making the sign of the horns. Victory hand. Username NewNickPL said, finally episode worth watching and only 2.5 minutes. Username Lewis Anderson said, ladies and gentlemen, we have just located Tommy's balls, and they are huge. Keep it up RR. Thumbs up sign. Username Scooter BUUGUU said, link posted. Username LemmingQQ said, and now everybody wants to dive bridges with a lot of driving cars. Good job RR. Looks like you need to push out videos or something like that. Bye. Username Old Ironside said, these wimps only reaction is oh my god, is that the only thing they know how to say? Username Even FPV said, with Matty Griet. Username Stefano Ath said, drone spec with battery spec please. Username Chatty CEEERC said, love that crew. Doesn't get much better. Username DQuad said, so close, I could smell the concrete. D. Username Asabshire said, epic. Username Dylan FPV said, make the mythical Matty stunts full-time RR. Username Mr. Kahojan said, never watch the trailer, it's gonna spoil the movie. Username Chance Wilson said, sick flying Tommy. Username Ammonium Vanadit said, rad. Username Papotabuker said, 51st. Username Rhyme Machine FPV said, damn Tommy, you're a dirty man. Username Waba305 said, this is why Tommy is my favorite pilot, since day one. Username Sandfox said, Tommy is the boss. Like him and Carlos is why I got into FPV goals. Username WhackFPV said, it's all about annoying your Gear 021. Username WinFPV said, no one can pull off what Tommy does lol. Username The Capricorn said, insane. Username ZenPropsFPV said, holy crap, insane. Username Carter Hansen said, that second dive was psychic. Username Fox25FPV said, great artwork, just saved my evening. Black Heart, fire. Username Frenchfly said, I present to you, the diving king. Username Kirk Mayberry said, damn, you're so lucky. Persevering face, persevering face, persevering face. I want to go with you all on to the next RR trip. Face with tears of joy. Username Philip Smith said, amazing, you all are badass. Username MacTac said, oh man, I'm in Victoria just across the pond. Wish I knew you guys were coming. I would love to have come by. Username Mike Arset said, damn, that was Tommy flying. Has he surpassed the Duga dive? I think so. Username Botgrinder FPV said, so good I missed Matty. It's great to see how pumped he still is on FPV. I love it. Username Mike JH said, nice video even if it is very irresponsible flying that high and nearly over the road. One mishap and it land on the bonnet of a car and the driver panics and runs into another car. Username McDougall's FPV said, MR stunts, out of the woods. RR is and will pull it off without a cool for school steal. Username Slitherx said, ruining the hobby. Username Dirk074 said, on a Friday. Username Seaweed said, I prefer the longer episodes but this was still great. Username Larrick the creator said, awesome. Wish it was not raining today. I want to fly. Username KevPV said, yes. Stick it to the squares. I love this so much. This is what gets me pumped to go fly. Tommy killed it. Hands down, best episode in months. Short, to the point, and just raw awesomeness. Keep it up guys. Had me grinning from ear to ear on this one. Username Ryan Riflebanel said, I think we can say officially that Tommy is the guy on RR that will and can dive everything successfully. Username Papaf said, no words. Username Hello my fellow said, great video though, insane skill. Username Patrick Jerkamp said, Rotor Riot content on a Friday, love it. Username Hello my fellow said, dang only 2.5 minutes. Username Nikja010 said, nice, awesome flight. Username Ryan Riflebanel said, I felt the rush on that one. Username RipSoarFPV said, username Dave Danskin said, watch out the old man is just getting going. Username Vuklogin said, damn. Username Puppetmaster FPV said, you get some points back with that. Username Owen Knight said, love that music, nice flying too. Username KD Rush said, loved it. Username Michael M said, I can't believe you guys didn't do a meetup when you were in Van. Username Xanon FPV said, great team. Username Quad Physics said, yee, a new vid. Username Flintilidie FPV said, first. Username Dave Danskin said, second. Username Kangaroo FPV said, first.
Come on, line up, baby, line up. Oh yeah, there it is. There